Hey everyone, it's Sebastian here, Candle Business Pro. I've got 5 more questions that people in our community have asked that I'm here to answer for you. So if you have questions you would like for me to answer, drop them in the comments below or come hang out with us in our community. Also, as a reminder, we have a supply list below that has all the tools and resources we use to run our candle business with. So we've got 3 brick and mortar stores, about 130-ish wholesale accounts now, and all the tools and supplies that we use is on that list. Completely free. It should be in the description below as well. So, all right, let's get into this week's 5 questions. First question here today is from Daniele. Daniele asks where to sell and how to set that up. So Shopify is really where you're going to want to set up a online store at. So you can buy your domain from anywhere. We buy ours from Squarespace. Some people use GoDaddy. Doesn't matter where you buy your domain, but as far as your website, your actual store, Shopify is really the standard. There are other opportunities out there, but Shopify is just really kind of all in one. They even have really improved their own like email platform that's internally. We still use an external one, but I looked at it because we just, inside of our membership, we do workshops every month. And one of the workshops we just did recently was how to build out your Shopify store completely. And the reason we did that was because when we opened up our Shopify store, we paid like $2,800 for someone to do it. Just a lot of money, especially for us. It was a lot. It was a big investment. The store looks fantastic. The problem is when we need adjustments done, change out the images, move some products around, things like that. We didn't know how to do it. So we had to pay someone else we had to pay that person again to make those edits. So I went back and learned it. I've been doing it for years now. And so we did a workshop and we started from scratch where we actually go out to the patent and trademark office website, make sure that the brand name that we want to use isn't taken. I show you how to do that. And then we go through the steps of setting up that Shopify store from beginning to end. So we have another little candle brand out there. We haven't done anything with it, but it's out there and it's alive. If you were to go through that workshop, you would see what it is. That's kind of fun. So that's what I would recommend, Shopify. But as far as other places, I mean, all the social medias you can sell on, where are you most comfortable? Knowing where your customer is going to be big. We like to sell on a whole bunch of different channels and kind of see what works. So, we have our brick and mortar stores. We have 125, 30 wholesale accounts. We do pouring parties still, which is the next question here. And we do a lot of corporate events. We do a lot of private label, things like that. So we sell in a lot of different areas. So we don't focus as much on social media selling. Some people crush it on TikTok. We saw what happened with TikTok. Like, it went away. It's back. We'll see what happens in 70 days. I don't know. When you're watching this, it might not be here anymore. You might not even know what TikTok is, or it can be just crushing it. I don't know. I just don't put all of my eggs in one basket, basically. And with us, it goes with seasons. Candle season where you're selling online is really going to be big. Like that October to December time is really big. This is usually our slow time of year, which right now we're in January. So this is where we'd be doing pouring parties and those things where people are looking for winter activities, things to do. And then market season within a few months. Right now is also wholesale season. So I highly recommend if you want to wholesale, get into it now. We have a wholesale course. I think it's fantastic. It's just my framework. It's exactly what I've done these last almost 3 years to get into 130 stores. It's my templates, it's my emails, it's everything. So that's just an opportunity for you if you're thinking about getting into wholesale. So you can see information on our website about that as well. So or reach out to me if you ever have simple, straightforward questions. I'm happy to answer those for you. We're actually going to be doing a wholesale workshop within our membership as well, which might be something for you that you want to check out. So next question here is from Jeff, and it says, how to host candle making parties. So we love doing candle making parties, especially it's mobile, it's off-site. You don't have to have a brick and mortar store for it. You do it in people's homes. You do it in corporate conference rooms. There's so many team building activities now that you can go in and do this at. We've done this in banks. We've done it in physicians' offices, anywhere where there's a space that you can set up and make candles with people. It's so lucrative. We would charge $50 a head, 8 people minimum, $400. We would also bring a little bit of our product to try to sell another $100 or $200 worth of our candles to the people that are attending the party. They're fantastic. As far as how to set that up, you have to find your own groove. I hate to keep promoting our membership, but we actually just did a workshop on exactly how we do it. And we provided them with our fragrance forms that, everyone fills out, our candle care card. And the 2.5 hour workshop is just the process from beginning to end. And one of the things to keep in mind is the biggest tip that I've always had, or that I've learned over the couple of years of us doing this, is have the host of the event responsible for collecting payments and remitting that payment to you. So we go into it. We've tried all different price points. You can, whatever makes sense for you. But what we do is $50 a person, 8 candles, 8-person minimum, $400. So we require the host, when they book with us, to pay us the $400. We have that. It's on that host to then now go and collect the money from all of their guests that's going to be coming to their party or whatnot. If you're doing the corporate side stuff, that's simple. They write you a check, it's done. But if it's a birthday party, bachelorette party, housewarming party, all kinds of in-home things, those parties are great. They're very casual. I enjoy doing those. But here's the reality. If I'm going to have a party, I'm going to invite 20 people. I don't know 20 people to invite, but if I did, I would invite 20 people. 10 of those people are going to RSVP that they're going to attend. And then 6 or 7 are going to show up because the others are going to have commitments. They've got a sick kid. They forgot. They just said they were going to be nice. Like all kinds of things, right? Like if they don't show up and then you're supposed to be collecting payment from them individually, that's going to be a problem. So I require the host to pay me, and then we show up, we do our party. If only 6 people show up, then the host can have people, or a couple of them, up to them. They'll figure it out. Anyway, enough on that. But if you want to go in depth, that would be worth just being our membership just for that one workshop as well. So next question is from Kelly. Oh, so Kelly Marie and Terry in our group here kind of had the same question. So for Kelly Marie and Terry, the question was how to find my niche, looking for how to be successful in a competitive market. What niche would work best? Okay. There's a lot of different niches you can go after, make money. You can go after a masculine niche where you're targeting men. You can go after a religious niche where that's who your customer is going to be. You can do soccer moms that just have kids that are playing in sports and going after that niche. And like, that would be who your target audience would be. You can have some of the candles. We have a couple people in our membership that are doing like the travel candles, because they've been all over the world. So they have one for these different countries and the labeling is gorgeous, and it would remind the person of that place. What I say to do is pick a niche that you're in, that you know a lot about. I haven't traveled the world extensively, so it would be hard for me to be able to, it wouldn't be hard for me to get into a line of candles of that niche because I can do the research on that. But if I haven't experienced something myself, it's going to be hard for me to understand my target audience, which is part 2. Before anyone is selling candles successfully, at least, you've got to know who you're making candles for. So that's going to be your niche, and then your target audience. So your niche is going to be the area, and then your target audience is a person that's going to be buying that area. So if I want to be my niche is going to be a masculine line of candles. So I created this duos, which are in the black box, of matte black, craft label, black box, kind of to go after some of the more masculine scents that don't have as colorful and shiny of our main lines of candles. So I want to do something completely opposite and kind of target that customer a little bit differently. And so I know who I'm making the candle. I know the niche that I want to be in, and then now I got to go out and find that person that's going to come and buy that candle. So it's really important to know that before you start your candle brand, because then you're just making candles and you're like, who's going to buy this? And then you don't know where to be. I know that my customers are not on TikTok. They're a little older demographic. They're 35 to 55 women, particularly that shop at local boutique stores. So that is who we go after. And so we know a lot about that. And where we're at, the city that we're in, the town, where we buy our men's clothing at are going to be the stores that have both. They're going to be above like department store prices, but not going to be like designer prices, right? So we know who we're going after. We know the candles they sell in those stores, and we want to stick out from those. When we go into those stores of these women's boutiques, a lot of them are going to be those very minimalistic white label with some kind of script. What looks great, they look nice. I think that's saturated. So I wanted to do something different. So I wanted to go after that same customer, but I wanted to have some bright, really nice labeling on our products. So same customer, and it's going to be the same Stores, same prices as those other ones, but then now I'm sticking out because my candles are different from the rest of them. But you got to know where you want to be at, right? So if I want to get picked up by, say, Target one day, right? I want my candles to be at Target. I want to go after the customer that shops Target for their candles. Then I need to make my candle make sense for Target, right? If I go into Target and I've got these $42 candles, I mean, I love Target, but I wouldn't spend $42 at Target for a candle. And so my candles aren't going to make sense in Target at that price point, right? So know who your customer is going to be. And, or if, here's one more example for you. So if you are making like a farmhouse mason jar type of candle that you're just selling at markets on the weekend, that you don't have any desire to go into any stores and you're wanting to sell just a ton of them. Okay. How much do those people spend on candles? So go to these markets, find out, okay, 15, 18, 20. Okay. How can I be different? Now, don't necessarily lower your prices based on what others are doing. When we go to markets, we are the most expensive candle there every time. And I think it's because of the confidence that some people may lack when they're selling candles. They're selling themselves short. We have people that will have the exact same vessels as us at a market. The candles are probably going to be made about the same as well. Why are our candles like $10 more? Now, customers aren't realizing that because at market, people are buying from you, not necessarily your product. The best success that you can have at markets is going to be just connecting with customers, having conversations. They're going to like you and then they're going to buy your candles. I'm getting way off topic here, but back to answering the question, find out what niche you want to be in, decide on that, and then know where that customer is. One more example on that, so that hopefully we can understand the difference between who your customer is and the niche. So if you want to make a line of candles around zodiac signs, so you're going to have, what, I don't know, is there 10, 12 zodiac signs? I don't know. I'm a Capricorn. That's all I know. I don't know what that means. So I want to make a line of candles because I'm into astrology. So I'm going to make a brand about zodiac signs. That's my niche. My target audience is going to be the people that are into zodiac signs and astrology. And I'm probably butchering what all is included in that stuff, in that audience of people. So I apologize there, but you know what I mean? So that's why I can create a line of candles. I can hire a designer that will help me with some fantastic labels, and I can do the research about the zodiac signs. But then I'm not going to know that. I'm not going to know that customer. I can have a fantastic candle for that customer, but I'm not going to know who that customer is. I don't know what they're spending. I don't know where they shop. I don't know how they use their candles. Do they care if they're eco-friendly? Do they want them to be strong smelling? I just don't know. Can I learn all of that? Sure, absolutely. But it's going to be far quicker and far easier for me to be in a niche that I can appreciate. And then I already know that customer. I know that customer. I know who it is. That's who I make candles for. So hopefully that helps there. And that wasn't too long-winded of an answer. I get very long-winded on these. So yeah. Next question is from Wendy. And Wendy says, how do we get people interested? First, you got to know who your people are. And then if you're making a candle for them, they're going to be interested. So I think it kind of goes back to us making candles in advance and then trying to figure out who we want to make candles for afterwards. But once you know who you're making candles for, you create everything around your story and your brand. If my customer is, they want the strongest selling the strongest smelling candle, they don't care it's eco-friendly, they don't care about what kind of wax I'm using, they don't care about the oils, they just want a strong candle. If that's who my customer is, then I don't need to be trying to reach them by saying, oh, this is eco-friendly, these are clean oils, and all of that all that stuff. It's not going to connect with them. So you've got to make sure you know who your target customer is and connect with them. And that's how you get people interested. If you connect with them, they're interested. The next question here from Jay, which says, how do I make sure I stand out from the rest? So two things here. How do you get people interested and how do you stand out from the rest? Social media is going to be a big part of the initial brand building. So when you first start selling candles, we know our sphere, right? We have our friends, we have our family, those people. Most likely they're not going to be our long-term customer base because our customer base, they might not fall into that category, right? Because we can't make candles for everyone. And so how do you make sure you stand out from the rest? As far as social media goes, like you have to post constantly, consistently have to post because Think about it this way, and it just seems like it keeps getting worse. Like from our analytics, it just keeps getting worse because they want the Instagrams and the Facebooks. I don't know how TikTok works because that's not my customer. They want us to spend money, advertising money, right? Whenever you make a post on your business page, right below it, it'll say boost post, and they want you to put $5 behind it and this and that. So when I make a post on social media and we have, say, 2,000 followers, right? It'll show you in your analytics how many people saw that. And a lot of times it'll be under 50, 100, 150 of my 2,000 people that I'm trying to cater to. So because they throttle that back so that they can ask us for money to advertise so it gets in front of them. So post consistently, people end up seeing it. And so that's one way to just stand out from the rest is you've got to put your product out there in front of people. So consistency is key when it comes to social media. That's one way you're going to stick out from the rest because here's something to do. So go and look at our candle friends. We all have candle making friends, right? And we're all in groups. And so click on some of their business pages and see how often they post. The ones that aren't posting often might also be the ones that are saying, oh, it's slow. We're not making any sales. I don't have anyone buying my stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a struggle. And sometimes it's like, man, I put in a full Saturday afternoon. I made 10 posts to go out for the next 2 weeks. And I just posted and like, no one's liking it. No one's commenting on it. There's no engagement. It's frustrating. Some of the things are going to flop. It's like when I make these YouTube videos, some of these are complete flops. No one's interested. I got my title wrong. I got my headline wrong. I don't know, right? My content just wasn't good for that video. I get, so you've got to be consistent with it. Like you can't give up. And so to answer Jay's question about how do I make sure I stand out from the rest, don't give up. That's what it is. Because here's another thing. If you've been doing this for a while now, in some of the community groups that we're in, the people, like it'll show that there's like 150,000 people in some of these groups, right? But there's a good 300 or 400 people that are probably engaged and they're visiting these often. They're learning, they're giving tips, tricks, and they're there to get knowledge as well, right? The people turn over. And so there's some people that when we first started making candles about 3 years ago that I really admired. I followed their story. I wanted to see how they made their candles. And so we try to emulate what they're doing. They're gone. Like what happened? Where'd they go? Like what, they didn't survive or it got too hard and they decided to switch gears. So maybe they're not selling candles anymore. They might still be in the candle space, but they're not selling candles anymore. Now they're selling stuff, right? But not candles. Some people will switch gears because they want to switch gears. Other people will switch gears because they can't sell candles. And so trying to outlast everyone else is the kind of the name of the game. And the way to do that is understanding that this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Sure, there's ways if you want to just do this part-time, make some really good money, fantastic, do it. The ways to do that, do markets on the weekend. There's already an audience there. There's people with money in their hands and they show up at these markets and they want to buy something, give them what they want to buy. Then you go home the next day and you got to think about it for several days until you got to make candles for the next market, right? That's a fantastic. Then you're not dealing with a lot of customer service. I don't think we've ever had anyone reach out to us from any market. As far as like a customer service issue goes, we collect all their email addresses so that we sell to them, going on and on in the future. But like you could just do markets on the weekend, make $1,000 a month, by doing a couple of markets, easy, and have that extra income. Fantastic. If you want to have a online presence, it takes a long time for your SEO to start kicking in that there's this organic traffic coming to your website. We've done it, but it takes a while. So don't think that what we do today is going to be a full-time business tomorrow. It takes some time. We did grow pretty quick. We sold our first candle in February. We opened our brick and mortar store August 1st. So what is that, 6 months? So from selling our very first candle online, then we did our markets, then we did our pouring parties, and then we started doing wholesale, and then we started opening the brick and mortar store. So we went quick, but I don't expect everyone to also do that. But we're here to help you if you want to do that. So that's kind of what we're all about. So hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully I haven't rambled on too much. Thank you for spending time with me today. As a reminder, we have the checklist down below. We have other free resources on our website. Come hang out with us in our group. Have a great day.